Hey, what's up everyone? Top Gun Maverick has finally released in theaters, so let's review it. So real quick before I jump into the video, as always, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. It's much appreciated. You can also follow me on Letterboxd. That link will be in the description, where I review all my movies that I watch, not just new movies that come out. So you can check that out if you want. And this video is also going to be spoiler free for the movie, so obviously there's going to be no spoilers in this video, so you don't have to worry about that if you haven't seen the movie yet. And anyways, without further ado, let's jump into the review. So heading into this movie, I wasn't like amazingly excited for it like many people were. I know a lot of people have a lot of love for the first movie. I wasn't one of them. I had only just watched the first movie like about a week ago or so, and like I didn't love the first film. It's enjoyable, has a lot of vibes, that it gives off a lot of like 80s vibes, and definitely is very much a certain type of style that it goes for that I think works. And it's, you know, it's a fun movie, a lot of like hangout vibes and stuff like that, with like music and cinematography and that kind of stuff. But I didn't like love it. I didn't think the story was overly strong or whatever. But having now seen this movie, it really just blew away all my expectations, and it was honestly just an incredible experience from start to finish. And it honestly, I would say it's way better than the first film. I just enjoyed my time with this movie so much more, being in the theater watching this film on the big screen. With the loud sound and everything. It's just a perfect experience, a perfect movie experience. You can't get something better than that. It's exactly what a movie theater is supposed to be, and this movie just delivers on everything you want from a sequel, from a blockbuster sequel, but also just from a film. Just giving you exactly what you wanted when you go to the movie theater. For starters, the action in this film is obviously a standout. The action in the first one's nice, but this film just takes it to the next level. It's super intense, like the planes and the jets and everything, and it's so fast-paced and very shot and edited very well to really keep the intensity going, while it still looks really good. And as well, they're using a lot of practical effects, which is just awesome, but it's just a very intense, and it really keeps you on the edge of your seat during those moments when you get action, especially in the third act of this film, which is really just keeps you on the edge of your seat the entire time. I can't really think of another movie that quite does it like this movie does, where you're just glued to the screen with the action that's going down, and you just constantly keep like defying your expectations of what's going to happen with the action. Just exactly what an action movie should deliver on, that kind of intensity that only that genre can deliver, and then this movie just does it so perfect. I just thoroughly enjoyed that in this film. The action really alone, the action in this movie is worth seeing this movie. As a big fan of action movies, and you know, seeing good filmmaking with action movies, this movie absolutely delivered on that. The characters obviously are all great in this film. That's one of the big strengths of the first film, is the characterization of Maverick and his friends. And this movie does that equally as well. Maverick is back in this movie played by Tom Cruise. He's great as always, playing Maverick, and Maverick really gets a lot of like emotional arcs in this film that I think really work really well. They explore his character in a lot of different ways, and I found his character very likable and enjoyable in this film. The new characters are all really good. Miles Teller, as kind of the supporting character in this film, he's really great as kind of this legacy character. And all the new characters were really welcomed in this film. There wasn't one character where I felt like they didn't belong. John Hamm was great in this film as well, as kind of this like sergeant type guy. Really, I thought this film's characterization was really good. How they explored these characters a little more deeply and really made them feel real and gave them emotional arcs, or at least some of them gave some of them emotional arcs. And like I said, like the strength of the first Top Gun was the characters, but this movie really just expands upon that and makes them better, at least the characters that are returning, in Val Kilmer's character and Tom Cruise's character, but really it just makes them better. And along with that, this movie is obviously a legacy sequel, bringing back the old original with all the nostalgia and creating a new film, which a lot of people don't like legacy sequels, because honestly some of them have been pretty bad, but like this movie does it perfect, where it brings back all those stuff that worked in the first film, the characters, the action, the whole scene setup, the vibes, the music, brings back all that stuff, and then builds a really great story around it that works really well and tells an emotional story that is very satisfying for the audience. And I found the story worked very well with the returning characters and with the new characters, and it just all blended very well to create a great new film while building off the original and using the nostalgia and the known characters and all that stuff. It's just really exactly what a legacy sequel should be. And like I said, the story in this film is really good. It's a clear premise. It's set up very early on what is going on. It's very clear. It's not confusing or anything. And it just works really well to, you know, kind of play in with these characters and make them really develop the characters, and all building towards a really good final act. Like, as I mentioned, the finale of this film is near perfect. Just non-stop action, which is really amazing. So like I thought the story was really strong in this film, and like I said, this movie has a lot of emotion. They added a lot of that in here, which is a little bit lacking in the first one, aside from one major thing in the first one. But this movie really holds a lot of emotion towards these characters and the story as a whole, and I thought that was really great in this movie. And then my last point of just really how great this movie was is this is exactly what a blockbuster should be. You know, you go in, you have really, obviously it's standard, pretty standard story, very easy to understand and follow, as blockbusters are, with big actors and big names, big special effects, all that stuff. But also you get great cinematography, you get great filmmaking, you get practical effects, you get a really passionate story, a really emotional story. And that's exactly what you want when you watch a blockbuster. And unfortunately, that's something we don't get a lot of nowadays. So this movie is really like a standard of what I feel like other movies should try to achieve in terms of when they're making blockbuster type films, like a Jurassic Park or something. Really could, obviously we're getting it next month, but like really could look at this and say that is exactly, you know, how this kind of movie should be made, and not more on the goofy kind of humorous side that a lot of modern blockbusters try to go for, kind of copying the MCU formula. But anyways, as I mentioned, I really love Top Gun Maverick. I had really little expectations going into it. Then the reviews started coming out, and they were really good, and I got really excited for it. And it just blew away my expectations. I just thought it was a perfect blockbuster, a perfect story, really good legacy sequel, bringing back everything that worked in the first one, just creating a new story, and just really excelling at everything they're trying to do. So I'm going to give Top Gun Maverick a 4.5 out of 5 and a 93%. And as always, that's going to do it for my review for Top Gun Maverick. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Letterboxd and Twitter. Those will be in the description. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day.